Hello, hello, and welcome. Hopefully y'all are having a wonderful day today. Not sure if you missed me, but I know I missed y'all. Took a few days off to host some of my friends, came on down, played a lot of Magic, just a good time. But today, we're continuing on the indie game, the horror indie game, The Last Call. To kind of catch you up as far as last week, what we did, I want to make sure everything's good. Yep, everything looks good to me. What we did was we made all the different objects on the map. We kind of like transferred it all over. And for the most part, I think we've kind of caught up on it. So if we look at, because it's kind of overlaid as far as the map that we made, if we look at it, this is kind of what the map that we're dealing with right now. Kind of, let's make this a little bigger, yeah? Because it's a little small. So this is kind of what we're dealing with. But today what we're going to be tackling is the roads. So we kind of already have like one here, right? Which I think is this guy. And what we want is to create a path, which we've kind of made already with this path 2D and path follow. So this will allow us, hopefully, to be able to make a path in which we can give to our resources, aka police, ambulance, and fire trucks, so they don't go straight to the houses. Because what we want is to, like, okay, I want to send this fire truck and I want to send it to this house, and we just click one and then click the other, and then that should be it. I think that's as complex as we want to get it. Just click it one to the other, and instead of it going directly through, crashing through houses, etc., we want it to follow the road system that we have here, right? So we need to kind of figure out a way for the game to understand what it is that we want, right? And what we want is kind of like a node here at the fire station, or the police station, or whatever station we're going to utilize. And then we have a node in the path of each house. So if we click on it, so if I click on, for instance, down here, right? This is the abandoned buildings in the bottom left corner. So if I want to send 2 police cars to the abandoned buildings, because I feel that the mimics have taken hold of that area, we click this, click here, but we also have made kind of like a dirt path here, aka vehicles will not be able to get right next to the building. And so we want it to stop here. We don't want it to stop in the building. They're not crashing through the walls here. We want them to follow the path accordingly. And when if I remember correctly, it's been a hot minute. As far as adding the path, it seems pretty straightforward. We could just be like, okay, we begin on the top left here, and then I remember being able to click it. Interesting. So how did we do the clicking? Oh, this is the select tool. Here we go. Add point. So we add a point. So then we okay, we have a stop here at this house, and then we have a stop here at this house, and then we have a stop here at this house, and then we have a stop here at this house. But that's not what we're doing. We're not making points to for it to kind of stop at. We're creating a path instead that we're expecting someone to follow. It's almost like instead we are kind of just, how those like NPC not moments, but NPC paths where they're like, I want you to walk over 20 feet in this direction, kind of look around a little bit, and then just go back to where you were and do the same thing, right? It feels like that. And I don't want that. I do not want that. So how we are going to kind of tackle this, honestly, is we're going to do a little bit of research. That's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to look up kind of you know what, let's have you all kind of captured a little bit. Godot branching paths. Here we go. And then let's have this be this for y'all. And we're just gonna put this y'all. There you go. There you are. So let's see here, yeah. So I'm rather new to Godot, trying to figure out a pathing. Usually just used path 2D and path follow 2D, but that's exactly what we're considering. We'll just do path 2D, path follow 2D, and then we'll do like route. We'd probably just call it route or something, in which we would have those resources follow that's pathing. Basically, my character is a physical body with a sprite and a collision box, which is moved along in path 2D, but I now want a more advanced movement. I think you are on the right path. That's stupid, but you gotta chuckle out of me. At least if you're willing to use path 2D at any cost. I've seen better implementation using A-star algorithm, though. What's A-star algorithm? I can try to find it if you're interested. In my case, I am exactly in your case, and I stuck to the path 2D. And yes, you need to reparent the node every time. Oh, that would be so many. Like, having every single one of these. Actually, wait, hold on. Why is this so high? That output don't need to be that big, my guy. No, like making it so that every single possible path would be like, oh, so from the police station, it would be like here to here, here to here, here to here, and every single possible route we do, that would be so tedious. And also really restrictive. Because, like, what if we wanted to move forward with the idea that after you move over to this house, what if you want to send it over here? Because if we sent it to this house and then we're just like, hey, now go over here. If we did the multiple pathing, it would go here to this house, back to this location, then back to this location. And that sucks. That's not good. So let's think here, right? For the full tree, the path is the node. Into the path is where you cross. Located in each possible path are children of the current path. When I'm on a path, I check the children to get possible next paths, and I keep previous path in a buffer to be able to go backward. The drawbacks is that I can't have a lot of possible path, or I would need to be very precise with the direction of the selection with a joystick or D-pad. Other issues is that I had camera study. I can speak. I've had camera stuttering when reparenting my path follow 2D node with that attached. A-star? What is A-star? A-star algorithm? It is pronounced A-star. Well, no. Okay. All right. is a graph traversal or pathfinding algorithm, which is used in many fields of computer science due to its completeness, optimality, and optimal efficiency. Go on. Given a weighted graph, go on, a resource node and goal node, the algorithm finds the shortest path and aspect with given weights. Bro, that sounds perfect. How complicated are we looking? Is this like one of those ones where you kind of saw like a short video and you had like two ends of a maze and then it like had different like algorithms and stuff as far as finding the quickest and most efficient way to get to the end of the maze? Because that kind of sounds similar, or like familiar. One major practical drawback is space complexity, where D is the depth of the solution, the length of the shortest path, and B is the branching vector, the average number of successors per state, as it stores all generated nodes in memory. Thus, in practical travel routing systems, it is generally outperformed by algorithms that can pre-process the graph to attain better performance, as well as by memory-bound approaches. However, a start is still the best solution in many cases. Interesting. So it's costly, which makes sense. I mean, is there any way to like pre-render that shit? So that it's like, look, it's not, I don't want you to have to find new things on a constant basis forever. It's literally just, I want you to go from one thing to another, and then it will just kind of feel out, and then be like, go to these nodes, and you're good to go. I just want you to follow, I just want them to follow the path. I want them to go from point A to point B following a road. Within the bounds of the road, get from point A to point B. That's literally it. So maybe this is overkill in the sense of like, find the best way. Although it would be kind of cool to know how to do it, you know? Let's see. Travel routing systems. Are we about to go down this rabbit hole? Maybe. Listen, that's part of the reason why I love game design, because my hyper focused ass loves a good deep dive into a interesting subgenre of something. And for me, it was when I was working on the first, I would say, like, I wouldn't even say prototype, but branching out with the idea of what I would want for, gosh, I can't have forgotten the game already. I know it's been a while since I've worked on it, but man, is it my baby. I forgot the name of my baby. Anyway, the big passion project that is way outside of scope, right? And one of the things I potentially wanted to add was a realistic kind of biome system where it would kind of choose a like the environment would change per like round that you would fight the boss, and then that would kind of add more variability. And so I went on a multi-day binge, I want to say, on just learning about biomes and how they're made and how different climates are shaped and how pretty much every single biome on the planet is the relationship between temperature and humidity. And like, I think it was like for every kilometer in not atmosphere, altitude is 15 degrees latitude. In layman's terms, it's for 1 kilometer in the air, you go further and further north as far as the weather patterns go. So if you had a tall enough like mountain in the rainforest, you would have every single like biome on that mountain. You would have like rainforest and temperate forest, and then like more the what was it, tundra, not tundra, where it's like more pine, where it's the evergreen trees and stuff like that, and then eventually you'll get like tundra plants and things like that. Anyway, so this may be a day where we're just gonna go kind of looking into journey planner AIs and how we can potentially implement one of those in this game, but I don't think we need to have something like that. I don't think. But let's look. The specialized journey planner, trip planner, or route planner is a specialized search engine used to find optimal means of traveling between two or more given locations, sometimes given more than one transport mode. Searches may be optimized in different criteria, for example, fastest, shortest, fewest changes, cheapest, etc. They may be constrained, for example, to leave or arrive at a certain time, to avoid certain waypoints, public transportation, cycling, blah, blah, blah. A lot of different early base, and we're going deep into it. Distributed journey planners, second generation internet systems, public transport routing, car routing, pedestrian routing. Okay. So this is much more of a, you can decide exactly where to go, and then it's able to, through the process of utilizing this kind of system, would be able to pinpoint exactly where you would need to go. I think that is very much kind of like using a flamethrower to kill a spider kind of deal. It's a bit overkill, even if it's a really big spider. So, we're building a mobile robot. Description: A star is an informed search algorithm, or best first search, meaning that it is a formula in terms of weighted graphs starting specific starting node of a graph. It aims to find a path to the given node, given the smallest cost. It does this by maintaining a tree of paths originating in the start node and extending those paths on edge at the time until the goal node is reached. At each iteration of its main loop, A star needs to determine which of the paths to extend. It does so based on the cost of the path and an estimate cost required to extend the path all the way to the goal. Specifically, A star selects the path that minimizes. Alright, so F, function of n, equals gn plus hn. The n of the next node is the next node in the path. Gn is the cost of the path from the start, and hn is a heuristic function that estimates the cost of the cheapest path from n to the goal. What the fuck is what is a heuristic function? That might be even beyond my mathematical shit. Greek method of discovery. Interesting. Yes. I totally understand this. Of course. If the heuristic function is admissible, meaning that it never overestimates the actual cost to get to the goal, A star is guaranteed to return a least cost path from start of the goal. Typical implementation of A star use a priority queue to perform a repeated selection of minimum estimated cost nodes to expand. French frontier: at each step of the algorithm, the node with the lowest function value is removed from the queue. These neighbors are added to the queue. Continues into the removed node. It's a goal node. Okay. For example, when searching for the shortest route on a map, hx might represent the straight line distance to the goal, since it is physically the smallest distance between any two points. It's true. For a grid map from a video game, using taxi cab distance or Chevy Chev distance becomes better depending on the set of movements available. Hold up, wait a minute. Okay. Taxi cab or Manhattan geometry is geometry where the familiar Euclidean distance... I kind of want to know what the definition of Euclidean, because I only heard it from a like standpoint of non-Euclidean beings, and I don't know. Euclidean distance is ignored, and the distance between 2 points is instead defined to be the sum of the absolute differences of the respective Cartesian coordinates and distance function called taxicab. Sure. Yeah, you guys got that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be... In mathematics, Chebyshev... I'm sorry, that's funny. Chebyshev distance, maximum metric, or L infinite metric, is a metric defined on a real coordinate space where the distance between 2 points is the greatest of their differences along any coordinate dimension. Using taxicab, or that it becomes better depending on the movement slots of beta 4-way or 8-way. Let's open up taxicab geometry in the background. If we keep on, we're never going to get it. Following the pseudocode describes the algorithm. So I'm guessing a pseudocode is kind of like an example of what he would look like, right? If the heuristic h satisfies the additional condition for every edge of the graph, when h is more monotone or consistent with consistent heuristic, a star is guaranteed to find the optimal path without processing any node more than once, and a star is equivalent to running... Do I try it? Dijkstra? Dijkstra? Dodos are illiterate. With a reduced cost. Okay, well, we like reduced cost. This is a 2D with a limited amount of nodes. I mean, what we might do is that we might add circles or squares and then just classify those as like paths, and then we would put a function stating you can only like you go from here to here and then here to here, maybe. Set discovered nodes, open set, empty map. Okay. My brain's exploding. Excuse me. In this pseudocode, if a node is reached by one path removed from open set and subsequently reached by a cheaper path, it will be added to open set again. So as an example of A star algorithm in action where nodes are cities connected with roads is the straight line distance. Okay. Green start, blue goal, orange is visited. All right. So when would we utilize this? I'm just trying to think, because like you would want to utilize this in, I think, waypoint generation, right? When you have a waypoint on the minimap and you have, no, even then, I think only in custom waypoint generation would you want to implement this. I'm thinking something like maybe like Witcher 3 level, where you have a 3D space and you're like, cool, I want this custom marker, I put this down, and now the game has a line that takes you to that waypoint, but it's not like it will just take you straight over a place that you can't go. It has like certain alignment or magnetism to certain parts, right? Like there's that gray area where it's like, this was not walkable by the player, so find around it. Then maybe. But for in this case, this is a predetermined, non-customizable thing where I want the player to be able to just click from two places and then it follows the road. I don't want a completely customizable algorithm that comes from the background, right? So I don't think this is what we're looking for. Also, what sets a star apart from a greedy best first algorithm is that it takes the cost distance already traveled into account, some common variance of the Dijkstra's algorithm. can be viewed as a special case if A star were heuristic 0 for all nodes. In turn, both disjoint and A star are common cases of dynamic programming. A star itself is a special case of generalization of branch in bound. Is a method for solving optimization problems by breaking them down into smaller subproblems and using a bounding function to eliminate subproblems that cannot contain the optimal solution. It is an algorithm design paradigm for discrete and combinatorial. That's not a word. Combinatorial? Okay. Seems to be similar to beam search, except the beam search maintains a limit on the numbers of paths it has to explore. What is beam search? Ooh, wait. That might be... This might be... In computer science, beam search is a heuristic search algorithm that explores a graph by expanding the most promising node in a limited set. Beam search is a modification of best first search that reduces its memory requirements. Hold up. Let's check out taxicab geometry for now, and then beam search. Where the familiar Euclidean, maybe Euclidean is just like, it goes through objects. Maybe that's it. The distance between 2 points is instead defined as the sum of the absolute differences, blah, blah, blah. The name refers to the island of Manhattan. Usually, because the city is, I feel like that's kind of obvious. You can only be able to travel around grid directions. In a taxicab geometry, the distance between any 2 points equals the length of their shortest grid path. This different definition of distance also leads to different definition of the length of a curve, for which the line segment may... In the two-dimensional real coordinate space, the taxicab distance between 2 points... I believe the lines are absolute, means absolute values? It's been a hot minute. That is the sum of the absolute values. It's almost like I could know ahead of time. Let's see. Thought as an additional structure layer to Euclidean space. Taxicab distance depends on the orientation of the coordinate system and is changed by Euclidean rotation of the space, but is unaffected by translation or access-aligned reflections. Sure. Whatever that means. Taxicab geometry satisfies all of Hilbert's axioms. Okay, except that the congruence of angles. Bro, so many terminologies that I am not familiar with in here. Damn. We have arc length, triangle congruence. Comparison of Chebyshev, Euclidean, and taxicab distances for the hypotenuse of a 3 to 4 to 5 triangle on a crossboard. Okay. I mean, if we looked, how many of these would we talk about, right? So every single one of these would then have every other possible things, and then all the other things would have every possible other things. That would take a long time to implement accordingly, of like, just pull this one up, because that would mean instead of figuring it out, it would maybe, okay, let's check the other one that we have. Let's check the beam search, and then see, and then like continue looking up stuff. Yeah, let's kind of, there we go. That's probably easy for y'all, right? In computer science, beam search is a heuristic search algorithm that explores the graph by expanding the most promising node in limited sets. Beam search is a modification of best first search, blah blah blah. Beam search uses breadth first search and builds a search tree. Each level of the tree generates all successors of the state of the current level, sorting them in increasing order of heuristic cost. However, only stores a predetermined number. Is the best states. Only those... I mean, we do have a limited number, but what's the limited number? If the limited number is like, oh, you can only have 100 options, then I'll be like, cool, I think we're fine with that. But if the limited number is like 6, then, you know... only those states are expanded. Next, oh, so basically it's like, it can only decide between a certain number of things? So it's like, you can only choose up to like 4 or something. Maybe. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. The greater beam width, the fewer states are pruned. With an infinite beam width, no states are pruned. And beam search is identical to the best first search. What's the best first search? Is a class of search algorithms which explores a graph by expanding the most promising node choosing. Not quite. Conversely, a beam width of 1 corresponds to hill climbing algorithm. Hill climbing is a mathematical optimization technique which belongs to a family of local search. It is an iterative algorithm that starts with an arbitrary solution to a problem. Oh. Well, that clears it right up. Then attempts to find a better solution by making an incremental change to the solution. I guess, like, fix it a little bit at a time is what it means. So the beam width bounds memory requires to perform. Beam search is most often used to maintain tractability in large systems with insufficient amount of memory to store the entire search tree. For example, it has been used in many machine translation systems. Yeah, I think we're on the wrong side of the internet, boys. Variance beam search has been made complete by combining it with depth first search and beam stack search. Okay, look, we're gonna go back to Reddit, all right? What's the best way to handle branching dialogue paths? Branching, I don't know how to make that. Using navigation paths? What are you? Obtaining a navigation path. Navigation paths can be directly queried from the navigation server and do not require any additional nodes or objects as long as the navigation map has a navigation mesh to work with. Now I think we're kind of getting somewhere. To obtain a 2B path, use navigation server 2D math, get the map from 2 optimized. We don't need a 3D path. One of the required parameters for the query is to rid of the navigation map, each game worlds, I can't talk today, has a default navigation map automatically created. The default navigation maps can be retrieved from any node 2D. The second and third parameters are the starting position and the target position. If the optimized parameter is true, path positions will be shortened along polygon corners with an additional funnel algorithm pass. This works well for free movement on navigation meshes and unequally sized polygons. Doesn't sound like what we're doing. If optimized parameter is false, path positions will be placed at the center of each polygon's edge. This works well for pure grid movement on navigation methods with equally sized polygons, as the path will go through the center of the grid cells. Outside the grids due to polygons often covering large gaps. I think we want optimized false in this case. So we have kind of a basic query for navigation path in 2D using the different... Man, it's gonna be one of those days, ain't it? I don't stream for 2 days and I forget how to speak. Packed vector to array, get path defaults, start position, target position, true. But how can I manipulate the path? A returned path by the navigation server will be packed vector to array for 2D. These are just memory optimized array of vector points. All position vectors inside the array are guaranteed to be inside the navigation polygon or navigation mesh. Path array is not empty. Following the script moves as a 3D node 3 inheriting node along with the navigation path by setting the position with set movement target. We have movement speed, path index, path point, movement target. We can manipulate the movement and speed, etc., which we'll have to fine tune, because if it's too fast, then people can respond to things going wrong relatively quickly, and thus reducing the difficulty and the pressure. If we do it too slow, it's frustrating. So we have to find where it's that feeling we want. Hold on. Sorry if that hurt your ears. Where's that damn fruit fly? Where are you? Get out of my house. I was immediately distracted and now forgot what I was saying. Oh, if it's too slow, because we want the movement of the vehicles to build tension, right? We don't want instantaneous. We don't want any of that nonsense. We want it to build tension. Because if you, let's say, like, okay, let's paint the picture, right? You get a call. You're trying to save people. You click on the police and then you send it over to a house, right? You're not 100% sure everything's going to go well. And then now you're watching the car move from the main location to the location you sent it to. I mean, in this scenario, would we want the players distracted with more calls? Because I believe when watching other 911 operator sims, that aren't horror games, it's slow. Like they take their sweet time, but in the meantime you're also like, you have another call to deal with, so you're trying to juggle as many different things as possible. Do we want a feeling of juggling, or do we want them to have that moment of like things being tense? But if it's not done correctly, if the player doesn't feel tense, it's just boring. That's all it is. It would just be boring. I don't know. I don't know. I would say in the beginning, I think it's okay if it's a little slower, but not, well, it will have to be like a good in between, right? I don't want there to be absolutely nothing happening in the beginning, because in the beginning, it's not stressful in the beginning. Like the signs are kind of there and you're trying to like catch it, and everything. You're trying to outsmart the mimics, etc. And that's fine. But it's not going to feel tense in the beginning. It's going to feel a little off. The tense is going to be in the middle, right? We want to have that feeling of empowerment that slowly, like insidiously gets worse until you are overwhelmed. So I think the juggling comes in at the end, when you have so much on your plate that you have to utilize them like that. And then that sense of being overwhelmed is most prevalent. And the tense moments are things are starting to hit the wall. Things are starting to pick up. And you understand that if things continue to go wrong, you're on that edge, right? Because it's kind of like a roller coaster, right? There's that feeling of anxiety and tenseness when you're climbing up to that hill. When you're climbing up on that roller coaster and then up to the point where you're like some roller coasters do this, when you're at the top and they just make you like hang there. That moment going up and being up at that top of the roller coaster is when we want to emphasize the tenseness feeling, because that's when it's going to be the most prevalent. If it's in the beginning, aka the line of the ride or something like that, you're not tense. Well, you might be a little bit, especially if you have a fear of roller coasters, but that's not where you could be easily taken advantage of, right? So I think having moments of quiet in the beginning will not feel tense, it'll feel boring. So we can't make it super slow. What we'll need to do is kind of go through essentially the 3 different stages, which is the calm before the storm. Then it's the growing tense feeling, and then there's utter losing control of the situation. And I think we'll need to adjust it accordingly. I don't think we would increase or decrease the speed, but we would want the speed to be uniform across all 3 to then give the player that feeling, right? Right. Okay. Utilizing path query objects. What's this? Navigation path query objects can be used together with a navigation server query path to obtain a heavily customized navigation path, including optional metadata about the path. Okay, this requires more setup compared to obtaining a normal navigation path, but lets you tailor the path finding and provide path data to the different needs of a project. Okay, we're starting to go in the right direction. Navigation path query objects consist of a pair of objects, a navigation path query parameters, including holding the customization options for the query, and a navigation path query results, which receives regular updates with the resulting path and metadata for that query. Maybe this might be flamethrower against a spider situation. 2D and 3D versions are both of those. Okay. Both parameters and results are used as a pair with navigation server query path. Yep, I believe you already said that. For the available customization options and their use, see the class doc of the parameters. While not a strict requirement, both objects are intended to be created once in advance, stored in a persistent variable for the agent, and reused for every follow-up path query with updated parameters. This reuse avoids performance implications from frequent object creation if a project has a large quantity of simultaneous agents that regularly update their paths. Okay. Because we're going to potentially have, I think the arbitrary number I spat out was 6 police, 3 ambulance, and 2 fire trucks. Again, it's completely arbitrary. We can give them 500,000 or 1. It doesn't matter. But essentially all those will be utilizing this path that we're doing. So it's essentially, hopefully not, but probably 10, 11, 6 plus 3 plus 2, yeah, 11, idealist. Yeah, dodos can't count either. 11 simultaneous instant objects that are utilizing this path. So we want it cheap as far as like computer wise, right? And I mean, again, this is a horror game where it's a point and click. I don't want this to be a costly game to run. It is 2D. It is a 2D objects in a 3D world that is spooky and scary, but overall is not complex to utilize. I would like to make this as attainable and playable for as many different people as possible, which is why we're also going to potentially look as far as like different languages and things of that nature. We'll see. That's kind of like a like to have thing, considering I'm so behind on the schedule. Which, by the way, per our original timeline, we would have finished the game this week. This game. Granted, we did give ourselves an extra month as far as like making sure everything's good to go, but because, you know, we were very bad at predicting. But that, again, that's 30% for people who know what they're doing and talking about and things going wrong. And I don't know what I'm talking about and or doing, and I gave myself this. But you know what? You know what's second best to finishing a game within timeline? Finishing the game. So, even if it takes longer than anticipated, even if it takes a lot longer than I anticipated, I am going to keep on working on this with a restricted scope, or a non-bloated scope, until it's done. Because I absolutely refuse to add this project to my list, my laundry list of things that I've never finished. Things that I've started but never followed through with. I refuse. Not this time. And part of the reason why I'm doing it on stream, part of the reason why I'm doing, like, I devote 8 hours a week on this, is because I really want to give it my all. And like, if this was if this is one of those situations where it's like, hey, you can't move the timeline, you need to have a roof over your head. Well, that is technically what this is. To be quite honest, the likelihood of me finishing this game before I have to find a job that pays me enough to do it is very likely at this point. But I plan to continue this. I am going to finish this. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take me. I certainly hope it doesn't take super long. But this, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to the end of it, one way or another. Hopefully I don't have to cut too many corners. And hopefully I don't have to put a microtransaction store in it. Oh man, I'll just put little gotcha mechanics in there and just be set for life. I swear to God. Reuse of always the performance implications. So the GD script is query parameters, query results, parameters map. I think this is pretty good. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see what this is. Interesting. So they have Path 2D. They did like a I don't think this is what we're talking about. I think we want to see the utilizations of the navigation paths, right? So let's see here. Utilizing navigation paths. Let's see here. This is the navigation 2D. Navigation polygon. Okay. Look! Honestly, look how cute this thing is. Look at it. Abra? What are you, Abra? Are you a strawberry? You're 2D like me! Look, it's Abra! Look, so cute! Anyway, sorry. I love the strawberry. Let's see here. Let's put CC. Create navigation polygon. So now with the navigation polygon, they do the same thing as we did before. You can just take the nav mesh and that's it. But in 2D, you have to manually create an area where the navigation will be happening. This sounds exactly what we wanted to do. There we go. Okay. This is going to be the area where the navigation agents are able to calculate the paths. Okay. So it's not, these are not the paths. Everything within this is the path. Will only work within this area. Okay. Got a character body that's a navigation 2D agent in it. Script attached so we can see the basic of the same code. First of all, let's go into light. Code, direction, velocity, and then we use slide and move it. Move your character depending on your case. It doesn't really matter how you move it. What matters here is you set the navigation target position. That'll be the next path position. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see if y'all even hear this. This is the reason why we're doing it instead of...
I set the target position to be my mouse.
Oh,
my
you
mouse
do hear
position.
it. Good.
And again, for the direction, we set it to be the get next path position. Now I'm gonna go back to my navigation agent 2D and make sure that I have enabled debug so that we can see the path. And now when I start my game, as you guys can see, this character body is following my mouse and it's calculating the path within the area. The pathfinding is like happening on the edges of the polygon, and if you don't like that, you can go to your navigation agent, go to path post processing.
Yeah, we want to turn that to
change the setting to be edge centered.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be false
and
or
now
something.
when we run, this will result in a better pathfinding, in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
And this is pretty much it. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget.
How did I miss where, as far as who's talking about? Oh, the navigation target position is get global mouse position. Got it. So in order to, we'll need to navigate the target position with the mouse click, right? We want a mouse click. How are we gonna do this? Because, hey Autumn, thank you for the follow. Not much. How are you? I'm thinking... Because it's the mouse click, because we want him clicking on the house, but it's the road. It's because pretty good. I'm currently trying to figure out pathing as far as utilizing emergency vehicles for a 911 operator horror game. Hopefully you're having a good day. Overall. Thank you. I also think it's a little neat. A little cool. So we don't want Path 2D. We want navigation. So let's go ahead and add navigation agent. 2D agent used to path find to a position and avoiding obstacles. Yes, we want you. I am currently making this game. That is correct. I am in the process of making it. And then pathfinding. We want edge center. Thank you. It is going to be my first game. I have started to make other games for like game jams in the past, but I never finished it. This is like my first real attempt at being like, we're going to finish it. We're gonna make this. Yeah, sure. It is a 911 operator horror game where you are a person who recently had an accident and are working in a call center in a small town. And during this one night that you came back, you these creatures that go into people's houses and can mimic their voices and actions and know their backgrounds, and they will try to trick you into sending emergency vehicles to those locations to then like remove them, aka like kill off the people that you send. So you as the player are trying to determine which calls are real people and not real people, and then if they're not real, you send the appropriate people to then try to get them out, take care of them, keep them from kind of spreading around the town. And overall it's kind of a battle of attrition kind of game where you are trying to prevent this spreading, but as things get worse, your coworkers start freaking out, thus either leaving or them going home and checking on their kids, and then all their work piles on you, and it just gets more and more chaotic, and more and more things kind of get slipped through the cracks until eventually you are the last person alive in this town. And it's a horror game that I wanted to kind of... The main focus of feeling is a feeling of dread. It's a feeling of doing the best you can and doing the kind of effort and doing your best to try to help as many people as possible. And but in the end, you just lasted longer. And I think there might be I might try to do like I wouldn't say leaderboard, but a timer, if you will, of being like, hey, you lasted really long. You did really well. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it. It should be fun. Navigation. How did they make the properties? It was a navigation region. Oh, pathfinding 2D into navigation region. Okay, gotcha. So we want to add a child. Navigation region 2D. And then now, new polygon. And then what we're going to try to do is that we're going to kind of paint the roads into this polygon, so then it will be like, cool, I can only be within these roads. I think. I think. Let's see here. Interesting. And then there we go. And maybe you'll just need some fine tuning as far as it knowing, because I'm gonna have the player, they'll want to click the houses, right? They're not gonna click the road in front of the house. They're gonna click the resource, the ambulances, the police, and they're gonna be like, I want to send you to that house. And I just need for the game to teach the game, rather, that means to put it in front of the house, because I don't want these I don't think the police vehicles going through the house is a good idea. But you know, who would I know? I don't drive a police car. My feet wouldn't even touch the pedals. So hopefully, let's see. Should we put a little bit of an indent here? Yeah, let's do like just a little bit. Give that little bit of an entrance to the park feel. Why is this one all the way? Let's go ahead and remove this one. Oh, what? No. No, oh no. Can I go back? No! No! It stopped it. Boo. Okay. Let's see here. How is there a way? I don't think there's an easy way to do it. I think I just gotta do it. All right, so we're just gonna click. Is there? Oh, we can move. We can edit points. We can move and erase it. So we're just gonna, instead of trying to getting it exact, we're just gonna kind of do an approximate. I was trying to get it exact the first time, being like, we need to do this way. But nah, we should be good. Got boom, boom. We just won't click off of it. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And then we have the gated community here to give the red herring to the player, with them thinking that that's a barrier. It's not a barrier. Those things can hop fences like no tomorrow. So that these things can go from multiple different directions if you're not careful. I guess while I'm doing this, we can come up with the idea of, do we want multiple? I think yes for the multiple. But as far as how many, I don't know. I also don't know if I want people to know. Because if you don't know how many there are, but you know there's more than one, that's scarier than knowing how many there is. Thus the, you know, the push and pull of, oh, we'll need to add a few more in there. The push and pull of strategy and horror, right? Because it's very difficult to have that kind of balancing act. Strategy is about empowering. It's about giving you a puzzle that you can get an answer for, and then you solve the riddle, so to speak, and then you feel smart, like you feel good. Horror is about disempowerment. Not that horror can't have moments of empowerment. In fact, I am very much in the mentality of it needs, horror in particular needs good juxtaposition to be good. So it needs humor. It needs brevity, right? Because if it doesn't, the horror aspect gets you acclimate, you adjust. Humans are very, very good at kind of adapting to like bad environments. We are very wired to kind of flourish, often with a cost through trauma responses and stuff like that. But that's part of the adjustment as well. Is a lot of times you're okay, even when you're not okay, even when you shouldn't be okay. Which is why it is always beneficial to see a therapist. Because we're real good at surviving the bad stuff, but not so good on alright, so we got it. Now, can we add more before, without this resetting? We have 91, damn. Okay. Because we want to close this loop and we want to close this loop. I'm gonna save. I don't know if that's actually gonna pull through, but we'll see. I don't want to hit the bake polygon quite yet. I'm gonna add another point. Please, no more. It's okay. Okay. Oh, okay. We're back. We're back. I'm scared to try again because it did pop up back immediately. I didn't hit Control Z. I hit right click, which makes me think like maybe it's there still. I don't know. Because we want to close this. We want to close this. We want to close this. We have a couple loops here. Let's see what happens when we hit bakes the navigation by first parsing the scene for source geometry, then creating the navigation polygon vertices and polygons. All right. If we're doing that, should we clean up a bit? Let's move this one just a touch. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. Okay. I think everything else was pretty okay. I actually did a decent job. These are a little off. You can kind of tell they're off by like a pixel or two. But it's kind of like, whatever. All right, we're going to bake it and then see. And then see what happens. What is this blue? What are you? What are you? I mean, it's kind of circling what we want. But what does that mean, though? What does the blue mean? What are you? Okay. I'm going to assume that means that it knows that it doesn't, nothing's supposed to go in there. And we're good. I think we're okay. Okay. So we made the navigation region. All right, what's next?
You click on your screen, you'll see that.
And then they did that. They made the navigation region. Oh, I think it's different. Well, this was, I guess, a year ago. Maybe they changed it. So the navigation region 2D is what we rocking, right? Yup. And then we did the edge-centered ones. Okay, alright, follow you. I mean, we would probably want to test it, yeah? So, what we will do, I suppose... So they have all these... So they have the person that would go in the navigation underneath the navigation, which I guess makes sense. I suppose that makes sense. It doesn't matter? Maybe not. Well, let's give it a shot. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna take a little snip of this. All right, got my code. So now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna take this police vehicle and we're gonna put it under here. Navigation, inside the navigation is baked. Let's see here. Well. Yeah, it's weird because it's like in the video they have it so that this weird kind of like coloring here is what's like encompassed, but in this case it's not. It's interesting. Road cells, cell size, radius, enabled. Navigation region 2D, use edge connections. No, I think let's just do this. And then we'll do this as police car. We'll attach new script, police, inherits, animated sprite 2D. Is that what we're doing? This one has it as extends character body 2D. Interesting. We'll do animated sprite 2D because that's what I've made. And then create. The reason we went animated sprite is because I'm thinking that as the emergency vehicles are moving, there is a little loop of animation. Just a little bit of something. Nothing super crazy. Just like a little bit of flashing, like it goes from bright, the red and blue lights will kind of like flash or something, you know. Something more than just like a non-moving two-dimensional picture of a police vehicle just floating across the screen. I feel is pretty important. Equals 300. Variable acceleration equals 7. At on ready, variation navigation agent 2D equals navigation agent 2D. Okay, excellent. Function physics process delta. Interesting. Let's see. It might work, it might not. Physics process. There you are. Process delta. Then we got direction equals vector 3. Then we have nav target position equals get global mouse position. See, there you go. Target position is like, we want mouse click. Mouse button left. There we go. Is that not good? Mouse, it didn't like mouse button. Okay, we haven't named mouse button left. Yes. Direction equals nav get next path position. Get next path position minus global position. And then direction equals direction normalized. Then velocity equals velocity lerp. Direction times speed. XL times delta. Move and slide. So it didn't like... I guess what we could do is get global mouse position first. And then we can try to implement like a mouse click kind of deal, right? Velocity. Did I put a... What'd I do? Did I spell something wrong? We got lerp. We got velocity. We got lerp. Direction times speed. XL times delta. That looks right. What's the problem? Velocity not declared in the current scope. Oh. Did I miss that? Oh. I wonder if velocity is one of those things that's like it needs to be pre-registered. Because we're saying the velocity is velocity lerp, direction times speed, accel times delta. But it doesn't look. And then move and slide? Is a move and slide a thing that they did? I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't include velocity. I mean, I don't really see a reason why we would. Maybe velocity is what allows us to move? Maybe? Alright, let's see here. So... yeah, we got the target position, we got all that. And then the debug in the navigation 2D. That's what I was looking for. So we want debug enabled. So that way we see it. But so I guess we'll just take this out for now. So we got the police vehicle having that. That's fine. Wait, is it fine? Crap, it's not fine. It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. It's this one is the one that we want. No, wait, it's not. Where is it? Come on. Let's give this a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a touch. Here we go. Resources. Here we go. Police 2D. There we go. And then we're going to... where is it? Where are you? It is... I want police. Here we go. This one we want right there. This is script. Throw it into scripts. I don't know why they keep on adding it in there. Can't you tell? Okay, police 2D. So we got the police 2D up. We got that in there. I mean, this is a long time coming. We should fix, because look, when we first made this, we did it in a 2D space and then we switched to 3D, but we hadn't changed the code so that it actually opens the right thing. So let's do that. So we go to main game. Where will we just need to switch from main game to main game 3D. That's all we need to switch it to, I believe. Maybe we should work on that, where it's like, how are we gonna test bugs? How are we gonna make sure things are working correctly if we haven't even implemented a way to open it to debug? Well, counting the chickens before they hatch tend to be a common theme for me. Let's see here. Let's go to main menu. It is main game 3D. Boom. That's I think it. think that's the only thing I changed. No, I'm gonna start this, and then it's just gonna be like, you destroyed everything. Let's see. I keep forgetting that in order to determine to make sure that like my sound and music are working, it's just me saying sound. Hold on. I'll switch y'all to desktop audio. So, listen. Sound. Oh, man. I'll just leave it on desktop audio for now. If there ends up being like Discord shit, I'll switch it around for you. Okay. So, 2 things went wrong. Main game 3D is on base dictionary, so that's not in there. On start press main game. Okay, gotcha. That's fine. We'll go ahead and exit out of this. So, where was it? It was main game, I want to say. No, it was main menu. Crap, settings? There was a place in the outer area where that's the only way to do like the dictionary. I had to like assign a dictionary terminologies. It was a whole thing, and it wasn't in any of the tutorial things that I looked at. None of that shit. It wasn't any of this. Was it be in settings? I want to say it's like main menu. Nope, not a main menu. Utilities? Dictionary. Yes. And then this is we'll do main game 3. I believe I put, I don't remember what I put. String name? No. Bool? No. Integer? No. Float? No. What did I put? What are you? Object dictionary. Dictionary. String. Yeah, string. There you go. And then it's main game 3D. Value. I think this was 2. Yeah. And then let's try it. Sound. Now we start it. Okay. Oh, did it like auto take me to where it needs to go now? Ooh, so that's wonderful. That's amazing. That's perfect. Screen name 3D. You know what? Actually, hold up. Let's close this program. Let's go back to utilities real quick. Let's just replace the main game with that. So instead, it's 0, and then this. Can we remove you? We'll do that. And see what happens. Let's see. Sound. Music. Did you hear the music? Beep, 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 boop, boop, doop, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, beep. Okay. So this is what... Oh, let's see here. Let's do game capture. Sound. We're gonna do... Maybe? No. It doesn't see the last call. Maybe? Let's see, let's see. There we go. There you are. See? This is the little guy. This is it. And then we hit start.
Sound.
Music. Sound music. This was just the example that I was using in order to actually like learn to go around. But this is still the 2D area. And then I can I can quit. Hey, perfect. And then boop. Now, let's see here. Standalone expression. The parameter delta was never used in the function physics process. If this is intended, prefix of underscore delta. That was because I think we need to utilize velocity, potentially. But here's the problem. Utilizing the main game 3D, in a 3D space, this is what it's supposed to look like, right? You have the player sitting at a desk, looking at a computer screen, with a phone to the left, and probably a little squeaky animate, not like, I was gonna say rubber duck, little dodo to the right, just because I gotta. Like in a seemingly closed off space of being in a call center, and having this is going to be on the screen of that computer. And let's see here. It's like, this is the preview for now. We'll probably move things around accordingly. But, big but, we hit play game, but that don't do nothing. Or no, it isn't doing what we want it to do. So we grab focus, switch scenes to main game 3D, self. Should we just remove it? I mean, I kind of tried and then I gave up. Let's try this again. Let's just do main. Let's start over. So we'll do string main game 3D. If I can type. And then we'll make that 0. And then we'll make this one main menu. That's not how you spell main, idealist. And then we'll make this 1. There we go. Now we save. Now what happens?
Sound.
Music. Okay, so it's playing the game, but okay. Let's see here. Can I filter the scripts with main game? I think we want to input all this stuff anyway. Because all this is function ready. And then this is like adding an escape, like an escape menu, or a main menu rather, which we want. There's no reason why we wouldn't want all of this. So we're just gonna copy it. We're gonna put that in here. And we'll just have this one also in here, I guess. See what happens with this. Where? Because this is our main game, right? But it's also kind of not. There's the action button, which is fine. Let's just kind of go down the list. Make sure that there isn't anything on here that would kind of throw us off so that we're playing the wrong version. Okay. No, this is all audio stuff, and that's fine. Audio stream player, that's good. Canvas layer, that's fine. Then we go to main game. It's the same thing, except a little different. Main menu, tab container into settings, that's fine. Grab focus, that's also good. Switch scene to main game 3D, that's what I thought that all we needed, really. Then we have player, which is fine. The player straight up, we probably won't have a player body. Or we will turn the police 2D into a player body. What is, hold on. Straight up, we're gonna look this up real quick. Character body 2D. What are you? 2D physics body specialized for characters moved by script. For characters moved by script. So when utilizing something that's interactable by the player, we should be making them character bodies, not sprites? Okay. That's not terrible. But I guess my only problem with that is how do we make it... Oh, well, I mean, you'd be able to... I had it in my brain, it was just like, well, how are we going to make it actually look different? The player is going to have its own, like, sprite thing, so I guess that's not terrible. Okay. Because we essentially want a character body, except instead of the direction, we want point clicking, but we want the point clicking to be within the road. Or at least it will stick to the road as best as it can. I wonder if it has to fit. I hope not. Hopefully it just follows. Hopefully it just follows the trail. It is not like you need to be bigger on the road. Interesting. So they have the screen size here, meaning that, well, that it's always going to be the same size regardless of your resolution, which is pretty good. Velocity, acceleration, speed. Okay. Interesting. We'll come to this. Let's try not to tackle too much at once. Let's get it so the game starts the right thing first. That should be fine, at least for now. Audio, video, grab focus, audio, video controls. This is all the stuff in the settings menu. That's fine. This might be where we need to go. So, package, dictionary, bool. No, controls, video full screen, full screen. Function of switch scene. The scene name is the string name. Current seed is the node. Variable scene. Get tree, get child. I don't know. The whole get tree, get child thing is beyond my understanding. Okay. I mean, for the most part, that seems completely fine. Alright, well, in my brain, this should be working.
Sound.
Music. But it's not. Interesting. Why not? Why wouldn't it work? Why is it pulling up the wrong one? Or is it pulling up the wrong one? I think it is still. I think it's still pulling up the main game. With the color rectangles and canvas layer and all that other jazz. But why? Why? Wait a second. No, the main game 3D is applied here. We got a couple scripts tied to that, but besides that, that's about it. Do we need variable viewport, sub viewport? The sub viewport set clear node, sub viewport clear node mode once. Albedo catch a viewport get texture. Let's get rid of the UI layer hide real quick. Let's give it another look.
Sound.
Music. No. No? I don't know. I don't really know what it is that needs to be adjusted accordingly. Huh. Well, because we have the last call map. We have all this stuff over in 3D space that makes me think like, hey, yeah, this is perfectly good to go. But then we go to the main game and we get to this space, right? But these should not be linked. But when we hit play, which if we go back to our main menu here, it should be opening main game 3D. So now, hold on, wait a second. We defined it in utilities, right? We did. Right? We didn't. New package scene. Load. Main game. There it is. Okay. Now we're cooking. We changed the name. We didn't change what it actually means. Okay. Now we get this started.
Sound.
So now there you are. Script inherits the native type animated sprite 2D, so it can't be assigned to an object of type sprite 2D. Oh, right. We immediately come into the problem. Oh, are you not? Yeah, no, you can kind of see it. Basically, it's stating that here's the type sprite 2D, so it can't be assigned to an object of type sprite 2D. Oh. Whoops. I know what I did wrong. Okay. When I copied everything over, when I applied it, I should have done this little guy. There you go. Sweet. All right. Now,
sound.
It's weird that, see, the game is up now and it doesn't auto update. I have to blind it and then bring it back up for y'all in order to see it. It's weird. Okay. Now, script inherits sprite 2D, so it can't be assigned to animated. Fine. Okay. I know what I did wrong. I'm affecting both of them at once, idealists. You know what that means? That means you can't just be like, cool, it's sprite now, teehee. No. It's not. I have to make a new script for each one. So we're going to have to... So I currently have it that. So you know what? This one? Detached script. We don't even care. We don't even care about the animated one yet. Literally, the animated one, I wanted to do an animated one, but then it told me like, oh, you need to have like a straight up animated sheet ready to go in order to move forward with it. And I'm like, bro, I'm not at that point yet. So we're just doing the 2D one until we're at a good spot, and then we'll just put everything from the 2D into the animated one. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. And we do it.
Sound.
Again. Will I get good enough at making games to not make stupid mistakes? Alright. Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty of things going wrong. So straight up, I'm going to keep this in until it shows up for you. It doesn't show up anymore. So, function ready. Set clear mode in base null instance on a null instance. What? Let's see here. Let's look at all of these, yeah? Police ready not found. Navigation 2D. Navigation Agent 2D. We have a Navigation Agent 2D. It's right here. Is there a way for me to... Just want to make it a little bit more legible for y'all. I also, like, I'm like, it's so small for y'all to see that over there. I'm like, damn. Let's see here. Navigation Agent 2D. Node not found, canvas layer. Node not found, panel, sub-viewport. Relative to node not found, node not found. There is a sub viewpoint right here. No? Is that not good? Canvas. Okay, so the variable settings. Okay, let's see here. The UI layer is the canvas layer. There is no canvas layer. Interesting. So what are we doing? Canvas layer panel settings for the main game one. So in the main game, it was canvas layer, menu settings. In the main game, oh bro, I didn't even move over any of the settings, nothing. Or utilities. What am I doing? I just threw all the stuff in and was just like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and shut that. Yeah. Okay, what we got here is a handful of things to kind of not decode, descramble, I suppose. And that would be like the canvas layer, panel settings, stuff like that. So if we go over to the main game, canvas layer, panel. If we go to like this, right? This is the canvas layer, panel, pause menu, etc. All this, we should also move over there. We should straight up copy this, go to the 3D, go to the main game, and we paste it. 100%. Right? Because this is the menu that's going to be popping up. We want this menu. We like this menu. We worked hard on the menu. We're going to use it. Okay, so now, that being said, let's give it another shot.
Sound. Sound.
Okay, we have less errors now. We have the sub viewport. And then we got the navigation agent 2D, it cannot find for whatever reason, even though it is directly under navigation 2D. No, it's not. No, it is. What is this? What is this? This is under main game 3D? No, this should be... Yeah, this should be under... Wait a minute. This should be player. Or police. Yeah, this should be police. Oh, it's because it's filtered by... I was like, bro, what? No. Yeah, this is police. So the police is under the navigation agent 2D. It's right there. It's like, it's right there. Did I spell it wrong? We're gonna copy that. It's region. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it should be agent. It's right there. And it's agent, right? Yeah, it's agent. Navigation agent. Weird. I don't know why I can't find it. It's literally there. Is it supposed to be under navigation agent? No. Wait a second. Okay, so I'm looking at the snip of it. Navigation Agent 2D is actually underneath the enemy. So the Navigation 2D is actually underneath the police. The Pathfinding 2D node. Alright, let's... Node. We're gonna put this same deal. Pathfinding 2D. Nothing crazy, right? And then we're gonna put all these under you. And then we're gonna put that under you. Navigation 2B can be used only under node 2D inheriting. What is this? What did I make you? I did it. It is a 2D node. What? What's going on? Why are you freaking out? No, I don't like it. I want my real parents. The navigation agent 2D can only be used under a node 2D inheriting parent node. Okay, and then there we go. Like it was rearranged like that, where it was like the navigation agent is underneath the police. Hey Autumn, what's up? So it looks like there's an icon as well. Oh, okay. So maybe I could do the police 2D and then I'll put a character body 2D. And then underneath the character body, then I'll have the current police sprite underneath it. Yeah. Where am I from? I won't go into too in depth, but I'm from the United States. What about you? I can say East Coast. I feel like East Coast is fine to say. What about you though, Autumn? Where are you from? You're from Texas. Awesome. How do you like it over there? And is it super hot where you are? In the summer, I've heard nothing but horror stories as far as Texas. As far as just how hot it gets. That and flooding. Those are really the big two that I know. I don't know about yo. We've had quite a dry spell for a hot minute. Let's see. I am sorry. Only thing is that I can say is that I hope your AC is working and functioning and doing exactly what it needs to, and you're like eating a popsicle or something to kind of break off the heat. Let's go ahead and add character. What do you do, Autumn? What do you do? What's happening in your life? For me, it's pretty much this at the moment, at the very least. Did I do this wrong? Enemy. Oh, it was alongside. It was alongside this. Gotcha. All right. First, you're a professional graphic designer. That's awesome. What do you what brought you into that field? This node has no shape and can't collide. Collision. Maybe? I mean, I think I'm fine with it. Let's see. Now let's give it a shot. Oh, I still had it open. Provide quality for streamers through services like logos, banners, overlays, and more. That's awesome. Personally, I'm trying to do as much of those things myself as I can and try to develop those skills as a aspiring artist. Well, you know what? I should be kinder to myself. An artist. I'm not as good as I want to be. Sure, that's fine. My Discord is in my socials down in the stream thing. Feel free to shoot me some. And if I come across something where I'm like, bro, I'm not going to be able to get this where I want it to be, then I'll be sure to, you know, follow up. Let's see, rigid 2 body. And then, you know, I'll check you out once I'm done streaming, which will be around 6 or so. Is usually when I try to stop. I might go a little over today because I didn't stream earlier this week. No problem. And I hope you continue to, like, you know, get that bag. I respect it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I see you joined, but I'm not seeing anything from you. I don't see any messages or nothing. Weird. I don't think you're on the blocked or anything. Odd. Well, feel free to send me the request, and I'll see if I can figure out why I'm not seeing it. Once I'm done. So, wait, why didn't I do this? Oh, right, I had to close it.
Sound.
And then
Sound.
all right. It was the viewport, wasn't it? Yeah, because there's no viewport. Because that's not a thing. So, what we can do, I believe what we can do is just kind of translate it accordingly. So for the main game, come on. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. We had you. Canvas layer. Not the player. Where was it? Settings? Where the heck? Right. But this is the sub viewport. Oh, this must be the thing where I copied it from the other guy. That's right. So, not the other guy. The 2D3 one that I have up. So, I mean, that should be me. Oh wait, hold up. I see you now. Maybe it just took a while. There you go. And then I'll check out your stuff once I'm done streaming. I have accepted. And then, so it's not the sub viewport. Or would it be? Maybe sub viewport container? No, it would be sub viewport. It would be this. The viewport is sub viewport. Sub viewport set clear. Sub viewport clear mode. Viewport quad material override. Override. Viewport get texture. Why wouldn't it work? Maybe we try container and see what happens. Maybe this. See what happens.
Sound. Sound.
So you're busy when you're done with stream, hit me on Discord. All right, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. So this one, attempt to call function set clear mode in base null instance on a null instance. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, man. Node not found, sub viewport. Relative to main game 3D. We see this though. Should I just do this? See what happens?
Sound. Sound.
Can't do viewport quad. Viewport quad is literally right there. I don't know why. It's literally right there. Did I spell it wrong? I did. Boop. All right. That might be that
Sound.
set of bugs.
Sound.
Okay, now it's a whole different. Whole nother bag. It's another whole thing. Well, we don't get any red. We don't get any red. Why not? Why aren't you? So it's here. Material override albedo texture. Viewport get texture. With the value type viewport texture. Hmm. Material override. So the viewport quad. Material override albedo texture equals viewport get texture. So I'm basically saying ignore the albedo texture, get a texture is the reason why we hold on. Let's if we just whoop, look at that, it's hidden. My God. All right, let's look at you. Your viewport texture. Retrieve the texture and set it to the viewport quad. Is the viewport quad's texture? What is it? Material overlay empty. Cast shadow. We got the mesh, which should be fine. Retrieve the texture and set it to the viewport. I get that much. Viewport quad material override. Right. Dot albedo texture. That's the part that I don't understand. And maybe that's what this doesn't understand either. It's like, what do you mean by albedo texture? What happens if I just do material override?
Sound. Sound.
Music. Ooh. Look. Okay. Look at that. So it is only counting. It is only counting a little. The space in between here. It might be because it's too big. Because I think this is the only one that it could do. Let's see. One, okay, we opened it. That's big, right? That's big. The issue here is that it's not, granted, the thing that we just deleted, I guess, is the problem. Okay, min menu doesn't do anything. Options, resume doesn't do anything. Literally, that's broken. What is this though? Right? Because I want to say like this is this, if this is called albedo, then that makes sense that we want to replace whatever viewport quad this is. What it understands is this. is property material override? Interesting. The material override is for the whole geometry. If a material is assigned to this property, it will be used instead of any material set in any material slot. Okay, how do I do that? Or we could just... What happens if we hit copy? Oh. I was like, can we just copy paste? Like... See how mine says 0? I'm like, what? Material override. Let's see here. Maybe I was gonna say like maybe it's in here. That's the icon. Left palette, Pong, readme, right palette, separator. So what is making this? Right? It's like new standard material, and it's like, oh, but mine says 0. It doesn't say material override. I want the property to be material override. Which then made me think like, oh, maybe it's a material that they made. But I'm not seeing it. I guess metallic, they did that. Surface material override 0, and then material override. Path 2D into 3D. Res 2D into 3D. This. And then 6? What? See how it says like 3D TSN 6, but mine doesn't have that. Do I need to do like this? No. What does it want me to do? Like this one seemed fine. I don't think this is the problem. But this also has a resource. Yeah, let's see. Seeing. That's fine. Skeleton, surface, material override, empty. Am I putting in the wrong one? I'm putting it on the wrong one. Oh, I'm supposed to put it on the geometry. Material override. Ooh. And now let's do it. Dot albedo texture. I was so confused. I think, what did they do? Metallic. Boom. And then the resource is there. Okay, cool. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, let's give it another go.
Sound. Sound.
Music. Okay. I'll redo it for y'all. See? Now the screen has it. Now the screen is good. I say that. But what the fuck is that? Why did it flip it upside down? Why is it upside down? Can someone... Why is it... Oh my gosh, that's funny. Can someone explain to me why? Why it's just on the thing? Okie dokie. Why is it like on the thing, on the camera? There's nothing. Empty, empty, disabled, perspective, transform, and all that other kind of stuff. It isn't gonna really matter all that much. But it's on the top of this left of the screen for some reason. Is it because of the background? Let's see here. Hold on. Because we have to see if we put that goes away. If we remove the backgrounds, I think the background is just like a darker whatever. I don't think it's really anything from what I could tell. Okay, first of all, Canvas Layer, you're great. You're amazing. Stop. What is with cell size? Let's put this to 1. Because this is another problem, right? Oh, well, let's not double up for y'all. There you are. Let's go back to resource. Parsed collision mask, meshes. Nothing, nothing. Just edge connections. Determine if navigation region 2D is enabled or disabled. I think enabled. But why? Okay, I'll switch it back over. So that way, if my Discord start going off, you don't go be like, oh, what? Oh, you what? Let's see here. Let's do the transform. Scale, let's put this 0.5. Whoop. Okay, that didn't really do it. Let's do 0.25. Okay, so the size don't matter. The size do not matter. From what I could tell, at least. Hold on, let's see here. Let's put it 0.25, and then we'll put this at like 200, 300, and we'll put this down to like 100. And let's see. Yeah, no. It's... Look at it. Look at it, so small. Anyway, sorry. Let me go to the viewport quad real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and just... Where's that rotating fucking... Hey, we're gonna rotate this to... No, that's fine. 90. And then we're gonna do... No. Not that one. And then 90. Okay, it's now at the right rotation. It's a bit squished, but there's still a... Look at this. All right, so it's now on the right rotation. It's a little smooshed. A little smooshed. But it only reads this. Like, and I don't know why. Let's see here. And I don't know why. No matter how hard I try. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go to this, and I'm not gonna, where was the, is it navigation 2D? Not debug. We'll do corridor funnel. And then we're gonna try that, see how that looks. Because that was the one who was like, oh, it makes it look better, which is great, cool. Yeah. It's still not properly utilizing it. Let's see here. If we are, So here, this is the mesh, right? Point 0.5? What happens if we do that? 10? Anything happen? 15? Anything happen? 0.5? It doesn't go less than 1. Let's see here. Bake. You... I just find it interesting that it did in between the objects. Right? When we go to navigation 2D here, it shows the spaces that there wasn't any objects in. which I find interesting, right? It's like it specifically thinks that there's something here, right? That the roads that I did make are now blocking it making its own roads. It's kind of how I'm seeing it here. And then now we bake, maybe? Well, if that was the case, the yellow would have also been an object, no? So I don't think that classifies. Well, when in doubt, Google. Let's see. Let us see here. Navigation paths. Let's go ahead and switch to this again. Path desired, distance, path desired. Distance, path distance, layers, radius, neighbor distance, max neighbors. Look how many different things are happening here. Maybe we should mess with that. Maybe that'll kind of help make things a little clearer on our end. Let's go ahead and just boop this right up. Because that other one's a demonstration of 3D Pong ain't gonna show us proper regional 2ID situation. 10. Anything? 20. Target desired. 10. Process. Thread group. Maybe it's in the documentation. Navigation paths. That's what we're working with, right? Navigation region? It was more or less navigation region. Navigation regions. While navigation transforms the navigation node, it does not. While changing the transform of a navigation region node does update the region position on the navigation server, changing the scale does not. A navigation mesh resource has no scale and needs to be fully updated when a source geometry changes scale. Okay. That's creating new. Here. Y'all can read with me. There you are. Bake finished. Emitted when navigation polygon operation is completed. Polygon changed. Property descriptors. Avoidance layer 1. Avoid set avoidance layers. Integer value. Get avoidance layers. A bit field determining all avoidance layers or the avoidance constraint. Constrain avoidance. If true, constraints avoidance agents with the avoidance mask bit that matches with the bit of the avoidance layers to the navigation polygon. Due to each navigation polygon outline creating an obstacle, in each polygon edge creating an avoidance line constrained. Keep the navigation polygon shape as simple as possible for performance. Basically, they hug the corners. Float enter cost, navigation layers, navigation polygon travel cost, use edge, bake navigation polygon, get avoidance layer value. Returns whether or not the specific layer of avoidance layers, bit mask. The issue here is potentially avoidance layers. A bit field determining all avoidance layers for the avoidance constraint. Because that's what I feel like it's doing. I think it's not properly understanding that what is of the avoidant, what do I want to avoid and what do I not want to avoid. Navigation layers. Value 16. A bit field determining all navigation layers the bit field belongs to. These navigation layers can be checked upon the requesting path. When pathfinding enters the region navigation mesh, value is added to the path distance to determine the shortest path. Do I have to manually do that? It's 32 layers. Maybe we need to look again. Let's see here. Let's move to Godot. Can a navigation path be too narrow? Need to tile set to work out a pathfinder in my project. Right now I'm having an issue where paths would hug too closely to the walls, causing my characters to get stuck. So I ended up making a floor tile set. It's had its navigation bit pushed away from the sides. See here. Interesting. This is what the tile set's mesh looks like. Am I doing this wrong? It looks nothing like it. Having the same issue I found the doc about navigation's meshes, which have these agent size settings. I'm thinking about them. You do the size bigger than the corridor. Now we're at the navigation mesh. Navigation agent height. Maybe. The minimum floor or ceiling height that will allow the floor area to be considered walkable. While baking, this value will be rounded up to the nearest multiple cell height. That sounds like something exactly what we're talking about. It's not considering it. Let's see here. Because what I have is navigation agent 2D, right? And then we have navigation region they can use for pathing. Then we have a constraint avoidance considered for agents outside or inside an area. And then link, a link between two positions that agents can be routed through. Do we want link? Being like, okay, I want you to go boop and boop from here to here, right? Instead of a region, maybe we want a link. Navigation link. Let's look. Oh. Navigation links. Navigation links are used to connect navigation mesh polygons from the region 2D over arbitrary distances or pathfinding. Got you. So it's kind of like if there's empty space. Navigation links are used to consider movement, shortcuts, or pathfinding available through interacting with gameplay objects, ladders, jump pads, teleports, etc. Okay, so we will not be utilizing that. But agent height does look like something that we're supposed to be able to manipulate. I just want to make sure. The navigation obstacle will probably add like in these, but once we get it in, so it's just like, cool, it's, you got that, but then I will put an obstacle sit like here, saying that it, no, technically no, right? So let's see, agents, we're gonna make this 1, and now we bake. We got it. We got it. What is this though? What is this weird twist here? Let me see something. Okay. So as far as that goes, we're okay. First, we're gonna bring this back to 1. I think this needs to be like what, -60? Yeah. Make that 305 and -60. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Now, let's see what happens. Actually, before I do, I think what I want to do is have police this to be attach, cancel. There you go. And then this is character body 2D. There you go. And then this one will detach script. Now let's give it a shot. Physics process. Node not found. Navigation agent 2D. Navigation agent 2D. Let's do pathfinding slash character. Hold on. Pathfinding slash. It would be like sub viewport container slash. What was the one that we ended up doing? It's like canvas layer, sub viewport container slash sub viewport. It's like that. Sub viewport container slash sub viewport. Slash screen slash pathfinding 2D slash character police slash police slash navigation agent 2D. Now that I've written it all out, let's see. Node not found. Viewpoint, container viewpoint, blah, 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 relative to. Okay, well, what if I did this? And then redid it. And it does not like. It does not like. Nav target position. It can't get a read on the target position, surprisingly enough. Maybe there's more to the character body 2D than anticipated. I kind of just want to put the block up. Let's see here. Add navigation. We'll do obstacle. Oh, let's go ahead and stop it. Navigation obstacle avoidance, and we'll avoid and then can I do another one? I was really hoping the avoidance layers would then allow me to do another one. Like, the first layer is that one. You can't go in that, which is fine. So the next one is this one. So we'll just have to roundabout. Another avoidance. Except we'll name this one cul-de-sac. I'm gonna. You're not gonna watch me Google how to spell cul-de-sac. Wait, cul-de-sac is spelled with hyphens? When the what? I would not. Oh wow. Okay. CUL-DE-SAC. Okay. Cul-de-sac. That's how it's spelled, dude. That's crazy. That's so dumb. Oh, interesting. So it's not letting me add another one. Okay, well. How are we gonna do multiple then, my guy? Because you're not gonna let me do multiple in the same one. You don't make me think that it's like, oh, you can only avoid one thing per path. I'm like, no, you silly. That's not gonna happen. Let's see here. Transform, none of that. So like the way that roundabout, or the way that these work, is that an obstacle used in navigation to constrain avoidance controlled agents outside or inside an area, right? Basically, I don't want them. I mean, what I would like to be able to do is just edit the edit those guys. Just be like, oh, for this, okay, cool. We're just gonna add another one like there or something, right? Okay, I want to add another one, and then just boop 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 boop, and then just make that one it, right? But it ain't, it don't. But ever since I added it, I haven't been able to really interact with it. So adding it back isn't going to be a problem. So let's Yeah. Yeah, I can't interact with it at all. Interesting. Why can't I interact with it at all? What happened? I might have been able to do multiple blocks. It's just for whatever reason this has kind of broken. No. What did I do? It's not on. Is it because of this? Did these errors pop up and now it won't let me interact with it anymore? Maybe. It would be weird if it was the case, but so the way that this one has it is like, okay, navigate the navigation agent 2D. Oh, no, this should be navigation agent 2D. Straight up, should be this. It should be this because it's underneath here, right? It's like, hey, pull this up. It's underneath you. There's no further thing here. Now let's see. Now let's see here. Okay. Let's look. Oh, wrong one. And then you can see what I'm seeing. Yeah, see? All right. Bet. So it began up here for whatever reason. I'm going to assume that the application, accordingly to the navigation region, sees the starting point as up there, which is whatever. Right? So it seems to be working for the most part. Make sure all the little nooks and crannies and stuff like that. All right, cool. So now we're gonna go back to this and we're going to switch back on. Where's the... Yeah, here we go. No? No. No. It is... Where was the one where we selected different things? I know that was exceptionally vague, but it's like we had more control over it. Navigation layers, transform. No. I'm sorry. Here it is. Now let's give it a shot. Okay. That's cleaner. See how it's a lot cleaner? It's a lot more boop 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 boop. Then all right, cool. All right, So now we have paths. Hell yeah. We have a way to go through these paths. Nice. Now we need to find a way to somehow block the paths. So I'm going to add a child node of obstacle. And then we're going to add, we still can't interact with it. For whatever reason, now it doesn't want us to mess with it anymore. Is it because it's baked? It's because I was on scale mode. Okay. Hell yeah. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Why not? What's going on? Okay. It doesn't like that one. For whatever reason, it doesn't like that one. It cleared up that one just fine. It cleared up this one just fine. It does not like this one for whatever reason. I guess what we could just do is just do that, and then we just add a obstacle. Right? And then we'll just do cul-de-sac, which is the weirdest spelling thing. I'm thinking of being trolled by Google, I swear. Alright, now let's give it a shot. Okay. It is, let's look. So we can see. We're looking good, you're looking good, you're looking good. It's avoiding the middle part. Excellent. Okay. It still doesn't avoid that middle. What the hell? What the hell, man? This, it kind of avoids this, like a little bit. For the most part, it avoids it. We might need to like fine tune it a little bit, but it mostly does what it's supposed to do. But look at it. It understands. It understands. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Okay. Yeah, what happened? I blacked out for a second. Avoidance enabled. If true, the obstacle affects avoid. If true, the obstacle affects avoidance using agents. So let me see here. We want to remove this. You were fine with removing this. Oh, sorry. You were fine with removing this. You were fine with removing this. Why are you not showing? Where are you? Oh. Why aren't you showing up on my... Hold on. Capture cursor is on. Weird. Oh, there we go. I was like, I'm trying to point to y'all. It was fine with avoiding this. It's a fine with avoiding this, but this, for whatever reason, it's like, whoa, hold on now. We like that. I mean, what we could do is just make it so they just can drive through the middle of the cul-de-sac. Wait a second. Do cul-de-sacs usually have a little island in the middle? Isn't it just one giant parking thing? What the fuck am I about? Like, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let's look, right? Cul-de-sac. We're gonna look at pictures of cul-de-sacs. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so that one, this one has a little bit of something in the middle, right? This has a little something in the middle. That one doesn't. 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 What the fuck? What is this? I don't want to pull it up because I don't want to get flagged by TOS. Why is this here? What? Cul-de-sac endometriosis? That's a thing? I guess if it turns it into a roundabout? Oh god. Alright, so for the most part, cul-de-sacs don't have islands in them, right? They have just they're just little bottoms of thermostats, you know what I mean? Like they have a little bit here where you have a little bit of a light and stuff. Ooh, that actually sounds kind of good to put like a little light in the middle. Anyway, so let's extension of curb line. My brain, man. Point of beginning of measurement along cul-de-sac center line. End of measurement of cul-de-sac. I don't. I guess a development of I'm looking at development of cul-de-sacs. All right. Let's move on. In that case, let's see what happens if we try to do. What if we try to do like... Why did it allow that? But not this? Is it because it needs to be square? Oh, wait a minute. Why is... I'm going to see at what point it will allow me to do this. It allowed a mini square in the middle. Okay. Let's do an Uber one. Let's go all the way over here. All the way up in here. Yeah? Now we do it. Nothing. It allowed it. It allowed it. I saw it allow it. So let us do this. Okay. So I guess it doesn't like triangles? Is what we're getting at here? You know, I kind of don't like it. Let's do... let's just do like a mini one, right? So let's do like between these houses. Kind of like that. Well, I mean, we're just because there isn't a road doesn't mean that, I mean, we're just trying to make sure that they don't park in a weird spot, right? That's what all this is. These are quote-unquote roads. We're going to actually make good art assets to make it look decent, in which we can make it look like an actual decent cul-de-sac. But... Maybe something like that? Why? Why don't you like it? What? Okay. See, I almost want to just be like that. Okay, so here's my problem with this, right? Cul-de-sacs are almost notoriously like upper, I wouldn't say upper middle class, but you know, higher up, in at least from my own biases, right? Is that if you live on a cul-de-sac, you're doing pretty well. This is supposed to be a like poorer part of the neighborhood. Like you have houses that are a lot more close together, but you end up having a cul-de-sac, so it's like low income housing, right? But not like low, but just as far as breaking this up, as far as trying to put my head in the mindset of city planning. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you don't get a cul-de-sac, but I guess my I don't know what I mean. I think listen, all I would want, everything would have been fine if it was just like, cool, this is a neat little shape that you've put in here. I don't mind baking it, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Let me try something. Yeah. But look at that. Like, it's like, oh, there's the road, but this is supposed to be a cul-de-sac. It's fine. It's fine. I think that's fine. We'll make this a whole cul-de-sac. We'll put something in the middle. This is just for pathfinding. This isn't for art. This isn't any of this stuff. It just means that they won't drive in this middle part. Why wouldn't they drive in the middle part, idealist? Why would they not drive in the middle of a cul-de-sac? Do they always hug the edges in a cul-de-sac? Or would they just drive down the middle? Let's at least put a little something. Let's at least put a little something in the middle. Doing what I originally planned doesn't look good. Doing like I don't know, man. I feel like I'm going nuts here. Bake. Why not? Bro, what? Wow. Good job, me. See, it works now. Bro, I don't... It's... I need to just... Let's see how it looks now. Right? And then... And then boop. Nope. Boop. And there we go. So now we have our thing. This is a little bit weird, but that's fine. I think it's because there might be a little bit of something in there. So then we look. And like it cuts off a little bit. Boom, boom, and then a boom, boom. And then when you get in here, it just kind of, you know, it allows you to have a little bit of a loop. And I think I'm okay with that. Like, overall, we'll probably fill that into an actual cul-de-sac, but it's like, it's not going to drive straight through. but they'll kind of hug the sides a little bit, and I think that's what I wanted. So I think we're good. I think the only thing we need to try figure out is, yeah, this part, right? This is also considering itself part of it. Um, do we want them to, I guess this is a good question. Do we want this to include things within the area? Right. Yes, right? So we have a little bit in here, and we would have a little bit in here. So it would be something like that. And then we like that, and then we would bake like that. So now they have places they can go. There. I like work on stuff. I like work on stuff in here, and then I turn around at the stream and I'm like, great, I'm blocking my own thing. I think what I'll need to do for future stream stuff is to like tie certain windows that I know I'm going to be going in and out on to like toggles on my stream deck or something, and just be like, all right, on and off. Honestly, I wouldn't mind as much if it wasn't the fact that, as far as OBS is concerned, the game that I make out is as good as the rest of anything that I put up. If I go here, it's a specific window. Match title, otherwise no. Window titles match. There you go. That should help. Maybe that way I won't keep blocking y'all. So then we'll just go ahead and move this. And then add... boom, 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 boom. Bake. Yeah. So now we've included inside the emergency locations so they can drive in. I think that's fine. If worse comes to worse, we could just make that not happen. So let's see how this looks. Let's go ahead and bring up the capture. Okay. We have this. It goes around a little bit. Love to see it. Now they can go into, and then they can go into. I think we did it. I think we now have created a path for these things, the resources to be utilized appropriately. I think the next step now is just making it so that when we click on them, we can have them being interactable in game, and then when we click on them, it goes from one to another. And then once we do that, straight up, I think it's time to get to the fun, well, in my opinion, fun bit. The fun bit being, to write all, like, start writing all the scripts and stuff. No, we're not at the script yet. We need to put the fundamentals in for calls being received, and then just super simple, like good and bad. Like the call comes in, good, and we send things over, and then bad, and then we send things over. And once we have those basic rules in, we then have to start setting up the process of like having it get worse and worse over time. Like we need to implement the system, right? So if we were to look at our Excel sheet here for roadmap, our roadmap currently has, oh, you can see the you can see the mouse. Actually, the mouse might not be a bad idea. Where it would allow you to, well, I think we only see it because it's debug. The mouse is not a good idea. Yeah, after we create the simple interactions, we create imposter spread. We make the system in which it's like, okay, well, how long does it take for the imposters to spread? And then we do resource. Like we manage the resource system, and then after that we do the NPCs leaving to determine the rate of it all, right? Because if we're gonna figure out the pacing, because the NPCs leaving is the pacing of the game, right? So when no one has left, things are actually pretty okay. But before we know pace, we need to know resources, and we need to know the main antagonist and make sure that both of those are good to go. And make sure that they are behaving appropriately. But a part of the simple interactions is also, I would argue, before even imposter spread, we would need the phone system up and going. Because the phone system is needed for us to determine if something is an imposter or not, right? So literally just phone call, click, and then it'll be like the phone system is going to be a little more in depth, strictly because each house is going to have to call, right? Because it's not just going to be a random call from a random thing. It's going to be a specific house is being attacked. You now need to receive a call from someone, right? So, yeah. I would say simple interactions is next, and then phone system is next. Let's see here. Before imposter spread, we need to do phone system. Yeah. And then once we do all that, once we have the pacing pretty much down, once we have the spread down, once we have the resources gathered, then we get to the fun parts, which, or at least in my opinion, the fun parts, which is making the script for the calls coming in, and then also making like the deciding how we're going to go about like the incoming calls, whether or not it will be vocal, whether it will be voice changer, whether it be like just text. And if we do decide to do just text, how are we going to utilize it in a way that will allow us to kind of where you can kind of tell without it being too obvious, right? I want it to be a more auditory experience. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think this is a good spot. We did very well today. We had a couple hiccups, but we also like straight up been able to fix it so that we could actually go into our 3D area, which we said that like that was already going to be a kind of a headache, and it kind of was, but I think I think we might be pretty good. So hopefully on Tuesday, we'll have all the interactions and stuff done so we can move resources around. If we're lucky, we'll be able to kind of get started on the phone interaction as well and get that done. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Do I see this ending in July? You know what? We might. We still might be able to get this done in July. Unlikely, but maybe. Yeah. All right. I think I'm probably going to call it a little bit early. A little tired, but good progress. And thank you, all of you for joining me today as far as getting through this. I think we made a lot of headway through it. Tomorrow, I believe I'm going to play Crow Country. It'll probably be a longer stream because I believe Crow Country is about like 6 hours to beat. And unless I'm like super tired, I don't see a reason why I would want to do like a 1.5 stream. I'd rather just double up on a Friday and we just have a good time with it, you know? And then there won't be a whole lot to go over Sunday, but you know, we'll go over some stuff on Sunday for next week. All right. Well, without further ado, thank all of you for joining me. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.